Welcome to your personalized business English coaching. I want to give you a short introduction to the coaching process and some tips on how to get the maximum benefit from it. Firstly, I want to ask you a few questions. It will be useful to have a pen and paper, so just pause this video for a moment and get them if you don't already have them with you. So, first question. Why do you need to improve your English? Did you decide? Did someone else tell you? Is it for your job? Certain aspects of your job, like a special project? Write down on your paper why you need to improve your English. Pause the video while you do it. Okay, next question. Who do you need to talk to? Clients, suppliers, colleagues? Who are they? What nationality? Again, pause the video and write down some details. Good. Now, when do you need to speak to them? Is there a deadline for a special meeting? Is it a regular thing? How often? Every day? Week? Month? Pause again and write down your answers. Right. What do you need to talk about? What do you need to say? Write down some key topics and maybe some words or phrases you're not sure about. You don't have to write them in English at this stage, just get your thoughts out of your head and onto paper. We can put it into English later. Okay, good. Now, where will you be when you are using English? In your office? Traveling? In meetings? In someone else's office? This might be important because we often feel more confident in some situations than in others. Make a quick note. Finally, how will you communicate? By email? On the phone? Face-to-face? It's often more challenging to speak on the phone than face-to-face. Some people worry about the style of writing for emails or letters. By now you should have some very useful information which you should bring with you to the coaching sessions so that we can talk about it. Our target is to improve your communication skills in English, and we need to look at how you communicate. There are 4 parts: listening, speaking, reading and writing, and we use some more than others. Take a moment to note down where you are strongest and where you are weakest. This will help us focus on your number 1 target, communication with confidence. Many people find the whole idea of language learning such a big project that they feel it's too much, like trying to eat an elephant. Well, how do you eat an elephant? In small pieces, of course. So, how do we break English down into small pieces? Well, we can divide the language into vocabulary and grammar. Some estimates say there may be as many as 1 million English words, but that most people know around 20,000. But of those, they only use around 2,000 regularly. And that's not so much, really. In addition, for business, we're going to need to understand and use some phrasal verbs and maybe some specialist vocabulary. On the grammar side, we can break this down into the past and the present and the future tenses, positives and negatives, questions, commands and requests. Then we need to put the words in the right order to have the correct sentence structure. Add to that words like would, should and could, and you have covered most aspects of language. The good news is you already know a lot of this. So now that we have broken it down into small pieces, we need to choose what parts to work on. Let's talk about targets and use an idea called SMART targets. SMART, S-M-A-R-T, stands for specific, that means say exactly what it is, measurable, so you can notice your progress, assignable, who will do it, in this case you, relevant, make sure you are learning what you need, time-related. Make a program with deadlines, not just for coaching, but for your continued practice and development afterwards. Another way to look at targets or goals is to look at the end result or outcome that you want, and then decide on the small steps or process goals that you will take, what you will do to get what you want. Some people like to build in a reward system for achieving their goals too. There are really only two steps to learning anything: understand and practice. You can understand how a bicycle works, but you have to actually get on it, and maybe fall off a few times, if you want to learn how to ride it. So, you need to practice your English, and practice improving. Help your brain to learn by taking notes, but be creative. Mind maps in colour with sketches are better than lists, and you can make a hobby of collecting new words and their related forms. The whole idea of this coaching system is to enable you to continue improving over a longer period after the main coaching has finished, so that you enjoy more success and have confidence in your own ability to communicate in English.